This is my Macfox X7, and after having it for a little bit and putting some miles on it, I'm starting to want to mod this. I mod all of my bikes, and this bike's time has come. So enjoy looking at it like this for the last time, because we're going to be putting a couple mods on this, and this is going to be a full series. Alright, so as the video says, this is part 1 of modding my Macfox X7. So today we're going to be stripping the whole bike down just to the frame, and we're going to be painting this frame, and I'm not going to tell you the color, you're just going to have to stay tuned. And then we're going to put it all back together, and that'll be part 1, and hopefully I'll have a lot more parts of modding this Macfox. Alright guys, so as you can see, we fully stripped the bike down to the frame, and for my first time stripping a bike, it was pretty easy and didn't take very long. So we're going to go ahead and move on to prepping this for paint, which would be cleaning the whole frame and sanding it down. So let's go. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're sanding the bike frame down right now, and after we do that, we're going to go ahead and clean it with isopropyl alcohol, but I'll give you guys updates. Alright guys, so we got the frame all cleaned up and we masked off what we kind of needed to mask off. It's not great, but it'll do. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the primer on this first coat, so let's do it. Alright, we just got the first coat of primer on, and it's not looking too bad, but there are some drip areas around here. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of dripping along the edge right there. So I think I'm just gonna keep it because it's not crazy visible. I might sand it down a little, but yeah, we'll see. But let's go ahead and put the second coat of primer on. All the coats of primer are done, and we moved on to the first coat of my purple paint. And it's looking pretty decent right now, so we're gonna go ahead and put the second coat on. Alright guys, so this is how we're looking. We have one more coat left, and it's actually looking pretty good right now. I didn't expect it to look this good. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get that last coat, and then we'll wait a couple, like 30 minutes maybe, and put the clear coats on. Alright, that's officially 4 coats of the paint, and I actually ran out of paint. I have literally no paint left, it's just air. So we're gonna wait like 30 minutes to an hour, and then we're gonna put 3 coats of the clear coat on, and then we're gonna let it sit for about 2 hours, and we'll bring it inside. Alright guys, so as you can see by that little montage I just put up, we finished the build for, well, not the build, we finished the painting job, and it's so nice. And we also ended up putting the battery under the seat, so it's easier to wheelie and the weight distribution is better. I still can't really wheelie this thing though. And I'm planning on doing more parts on this build, so if any companies want to help out and have their parts featured in a build video, my email's in the description, and I'll also have my Instagram if you want to DM. But yeah, I'd love to keep doing some builds on this, but I'm kind of broke. I just bought a new bike, so as I ride, I'm gonna tell you and bring you guys through the process of how I painted this. Also, if you guys are wondering why I had no chain, it's because to strip the bike, you had to take the chain off, and there was no mastering. So I'm gonna order a mastering for this bike, but it might be a little hard to pedal up this since I really have no chain, which means I have no leg power on pedaling this. But let's go through the process of what I did to paint this decently. So obviously I'm not a professional spray painter or painter or any of that, so it didn't look crazy. Some parts are not great, some parts are awesome. But what I did was I fully stripped this bike, and I took pictures of the stuff that I didn't know where it went, and I organized all the screws and all that into plastic bags and labeled them, so it made it really easy to put it back together and just, you know where things went. So after I stripped the whole bike, I went ahead and I took the bike outside, hung it up on some little metal hangers, and I sanded the bike down completely just so the paint could stick. And then I cleaned the whole frame up with isopropyl alcohol so there was no dust and the paint didn't stick to the dust and all that. Okay, then after that, I went ahead and sprayed 3 coats of primer. I know I only showed like 1 coat of primer, but I sprayed 3 coats of primer. So then once the primer was all done, I went ahead and got the paint, and I sprayed 4 coats of paint on. And then after the paint was done, I waited around 30 to 45 minutes and sprayed 3 coats of clear coat. And then I waited, I know it wasn't in the video, but I waited around like 3 hours until I put the frame inside. And I put the frame inside for 4 days to let the paint cure. And then after that 4 days was over, I went ahead, put the bike back together, waited another 3 days to ride it. So putting this bike together was actually super easy. But I honestly think this turned out super great. And now the only thing that I don't like about this bike is the speed. It's just lacking speed. And I want more on this because it's only going 20 miles an hour. And I've heard that you can put a controller on this and maybe a battery. There's no seat cover, bro. It's not grippy enough to do that. I don't know. I'm just not good at wheeling legal bikes anyway. But yeah, I don't know. What should I add to this, guys? At least it's not bone stock now. It's got paint. I'm scared of these cables rubbing against the wheel, and there's that cable right there that might get shredded by the brake rotor. I don't know. I ordered a new bike, and I posted. I put a post out, and I pinned the comment that guessed it right, which obviously was AKA Tuttio, because I already told him what it was. So if you guys are interested in seeing what bike I ordered, go ahead and look at that post. And it was not a sponsorship. I paid for it with my own money. Not any part of that was sponsored, which I'm super excited to film a long form on it and start riding it. And I have a ton of build plans for it, which I'm not gonna say because I know it won't happen anytime soon. But yeah, I'm just super excited to feature a new bike on the channel, especially the kind of bike that I'm getting. But yeah, this was honestly the easiest bike that you can strip because there's barely any parts on this thing. Like you can take the forks off in one thing, like all this comes off in a couple bolts, and then the rear is a little bit harder pulling all the wires through and all that, but overall it's pretty easy. But yeah, I genuinely don't know how you guys wheelie these bikes. They're easy to pop up, but they're so hard to keep up because of the throttle delay. But yeah, there's been so many cops in my area now that I kind of have to ride a street legal bike. Every time I get on the Tuttio or the Anyland or all the illegal bikes, I get chased. How many pistons are these? Hold on. Dude, no way these are 4 piston. Are we serious, Ronnie? These are 4 piston? Holy crap. 4 piston brakes. That's crazy for this. If it only went a little bit faster, this would be such a fun bike. But you can put parts on it to make it go faster. Is this why the sidewalk was closed? This might be one of my favorite, like, I wouldn't call it budget because it's $1,500. I guess we'll put it in the legal class because I had a lot of those. This is going to be my favorite legal bike. Actually, it competes with another legal bike, but this is top 2 favorite legal bikes I have. The only other legal bike that I like is the Arcveld, what's it called? Arcveld Apex 1. Because that thing moves. That thing goes like what? I think it goes 35, 40. And it has super good suspension. Like it's it's high level suspension. It's not a spring fork, I don't think. It's oil, I think. And it's super good. Rear suspension isn't great, but I just love that bike overall. And it's a bigger bike, so it's not like a small bike. This is kind of like your city cruising bike. But it definitely competes because the quality is super good. I'll have the link to this bike down in the description if you want to pick it up. But yeah, I'm pretty happy on how the paint turned out. I think it looks really good. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that on camera. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.